many nations that are not Muslim, and from there they took it into the hinter part of the subcontinent India, and then eventually to Africa, and then so the Quran is playing a major role. And even we have contemporary scientists in America, I mean in England and America, that are making this pronouncement based upon what the Quran have done to the life of many people. That's changed so many lives, and it looks global. It sounds international. It sounds humanized. The wording and the revelation clearly sounds like, okay, this is meant for the whole of mankind. No prophet ever said, I came for the whole of mankind. Almost all of them, as I understand the scripture that I researched, they all came from a particular community, tribe, nation that Allah sent them. So it was meant for that particular time. So when the time is ripe, so to speak, Allah chose a world prophet, and that prophet is in the person of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Is this book, scripture, only a book of rituals?
No.
Or it talks about archaeology,
right,
zoology, and anything in between?
Absolutely. Many people think Islam, the Quran is a book relegated to Islam only for prayers and worship and going to Hajj and giving zakat and fasting and that's it. But that is not the case. This Quran, Allah said in the Quran, وَلَقَدْ صَرَفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانَ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. We have indeed explained in this Quran every similitude. Then Allah said, وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ فَسَّرْنَاهُ تَفْصِيلًا. To each and every exemplary that we want mankind to understand, it has been explained in this Quran tafsila, in details. So that give it that global issue. And we know also the first charter of international repute was drawn in Medina by the Muslim between the Jew, the non-Muslims, and the Muslims themselves. And in that charter, it's like a future world constitution. If you look at the charter, you'll be like, wow, how could this charter be drawn in the 7th century in the Arab, in the darkest ravine of the desert? It have international undertone. And most of the companions of Muhammad, they are not relegated to the Arabs only. We have blacks representing Africa. We have some who came from Persia. We have some who came from the European continent, Salman Farsi, and many others. That gives it the international tone. And so the Quran is a force to reckon with, especially in the contemporary that we live in.
Yes, thank you.
It has mentioned so many aspects of science, physics, chemistry, biology, anthropology, ophthalmology, embryology. All this logic that you find today, subhanallah, it is mentioned clearly and concise, which makes one of the scientists today of great repute by the name Professor Keith Elmore. He is a professor par excellence, emeritus in University of Toronto. And he made a statement concerning embryology about the Quran. He said, based upon the fact that Muhammad lived in the 7th century, over 1,400 years ago, the information that I'm giving that speaks about embryology, which is my specialty, if I'm asked to, explain and to give a division or the compartmentalization about the germline cell in the human body, the fetus and the embryology, I can be able to give the three-dimensional division that Quran have mentioned, which makes the Quran absolutely, not a human book, because no human being at the time of Quran revelation will be able to make a statement that is consistent with modernity. That clearly shows the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is meant for the whole of mankind.
With all these complex contemporary scientific discoveries,
right,
being in keeping and in tandem with the Quran,
right,
would someone be wrong to say that, even in the 7th century, they had the tools and devices to be able to know what was happening in the womb, what was happening in the horizon?
Absolutely.
Or these are two different epochs or eras you just can't compare?
Definitely. Because we have Orientalists who specialize on making information that the Quran really is not what we are saying, because, towards the end of the 6th century, they say that we have other Greek manuscripts that have been going around and circling. It could be some Jewish intellectual or Christian intellectual brought it in Medina and Mecca because they lived there, and we know history, it's in the books of history that they lived there. So Muhammad might have copied it. But the question is, some even claim that Waraq bin Nawfal, a Christian monk in Mecca, is the one that taught Muhammad most of the Christian information and the psychology of the science in the Quran. But the question we ask is that, okay, he died, Waraq bin Nawfal, he died 3 years after Muhammad received the revelation. Muhammad continued to live in Mecca for the next 11 years, because he lived there for 15 years. So who was giving him the revelation? That's a question to ask. And also, at the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the only person that we know who have information about embryology is Pythagoras, because they call him the father of embryology. But he himself, he said, if a man ejects the sperm in the woman, in the womb, it comes with a small little preformed baby in it. And that was the belief of the time at that time that the Quran came. And most of the kings actually killed their wife if they beget girls, because they want boys, because some part of the Europe at that time believed in also the woman, her system and Gemite created the babe, that she determined the sex of the babe. The Quran came and correct everybody, where the Quran said he is the one that created the male and the female from the sperm that was ejected. وَأَنَّهُ خَلَقَ الزَّوْجَيْنِ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى مِن نُطْفَةٍ إِذَا تُمْنَى. So clearly we know it's a man that ejected the sperm. And Professor Lübeck in Germany was the first to develop the microscopic telescope that goes deep into the womb and study. There he realized that, of course, the female have X and the male have XY. So it is always X she brings along, the female. She have no choice. But the men have the choice of bringing either X or Y. So clearly he's the one that determined the sex of the baby. The Quran is correct. So if the time that they believe in this system, the Quran came and corrected it. So who is copying who? They say it is. So the difference is clear when the Quran.
If Europe was living in wilderness, and again, give us an appreciation of the expanse of scientific, utterances in the Quran.
Right.
Einstein could have been good at motion. Newton could have been good at something. How come an unlettered man, if we should take the logic that he authored the book, he was an authority on many different scientific disciplines.
That is the point. And this is based, Maurice Bucaille, a French intellectual scientist and surgeon, he wrote a book, The Bible, the Quran and Science. At the end of the book, he said, the Quran have presented a genuine challenge to mankind, leaving only one alternative, that this Quran must be from God Almighty, because knowledge of that science that we have in the Quran is nowhere to be propounded in the Quran. There is a man in America by the name of Professor Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan wrote so many books, and his books are the bedrock or the foundation of science contemporary as we are today. And in one of his books, The Big Bang and the Cosmic and the Brooklyn's Mind, he said 20 billion years ago there was no heaven, there was no earth, there was no this 9 solar system existed. Whatever existed was 3 elements: hydrogen, helium, and huge amount of dust. These 3 things came in aggregate, and somehow in the central core of the greater matter, it exploded. Boom, which we call the sign. And that's where we begin. And so we call it the Big Bang Theory. And imagine when Carl Sagan made this pronouncement, it's like 75, 80 years ago. And so we asked Carl Sagan, he was told, okay, the Quran makes the same information. He said, no, it's not possible. This book is contemporary, it's science, it's logic, it's quantum mechanics, it's mathematics. So there's no way someone in the 7th century will make it. It's okay, listen to the Quran said. The Quran said, based upon what Carl Sagan have found out in his research, Quran said, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتَ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Do not the unbelievers see that the heaven and earth were joined together at one point, then we separate them asunder, and we made from water every living thing? Wouldn't they then believe? In other words, with all their telescope, Allah said, do they not see? So Allah expects them to see clearly, eventually, in their research, that clearly shows that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is nowhere to be the author of the Quran. And the Quran have testified to that. وَمَا كُنْتَ تَتْلُو مِنْ قَبْلِهِ مِنْ كِتَابٍ وَلَا تَخُطُّهُ بِيَمِينِكَ إِذًا لَارْتَابَ الْمُبْطِلُونَ. You, Muhammad, are not in the habit of writing with your own hand, nor did you read from somewhere else. Had it been you've done all these things, those babblers will have reason to doubt your book. And the enemies of Islam at that time, the pagan Arabs, they were waiting to have reason to doubt the Quran, but there's no doubt. Even Abu Jahl, his staunchest enemy, he said, oh Muhammad, you, we respect you, I don't doubt you, but the book that you brought is dangerous. We don't believe in it. It is not you. No. We call you As-Sadiq al-Amin, the truthful and the faithful. But what you are preaching is dangerous, that we should worship one God and we should give our slaves what we ate, we should clothe them with the same clothes. So they are not saying Muhammad is lying. The book is a challenge to them. So Allah challenged them to bring a book like that. They couldn't bring it.
Okay. Yeah, Sheikh, we couldn't have taking this subject of Quran and globalization at a better time.
Absolutely.
The continent of Africa is commemorating its birth today. Today is AU Day.
No.
Whether ECOWAS or AU or the United Nations, we seek to end conflict. We seek to provide a social support system for the poor and needy.
Absolutely.
If the Quran is indeed global, does it tackle some of these beyond science? Does it tackle some of the things the UN Charter talks about?
Absolutely, because the Quran is, if the Quran, any book that claims to be from God, have to have information that is consistent with modernity, have to have information that mankind absolutely is yearning for. In such case, the social intercourse that we have from one nation to the other, the Quran have bridged the gap, where Allah said from the first verse that I've just quoted, Inna khalaqnakum min zakar wa unsa wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qabaila. I'm the one that created you from the male and female, and I made you into nations and tribes so that you will know, respect, love one another. The best amongst you is he who is actually righteous. So here, the Quran is laying the foundation of bridging the gap between one nation and the other. The Quran also is harmonizing the unity in purpose, in terms of business, in terms of transaction, in terms of love, in terms of trade, in terms of everything. And pages of history bear record to the fact that the Muslim traders did trade. They even went to China. They even went to Malaysia. They even went to hinter part of India. And they went to the heart of Asia. And they did their business. All that is to get to know one another, exhibit the love and fraternity, and to project the single ummah. Because the Quran also used the word ummah. Inna hazihi ummatukum ummatan wahid. This whole material world, you are one ummah. In other words, you are one nation. And so if we are talking about globalization, I don't know if it's westernization in the gap of colonialism using the word globalization to make it undertone. But the Quran's globalization is the social being of one another, love one another, nations, business with nations, and getting to know one another and live under the earth, under the sun. God Almighty, his book is the book that will be used eventually to right the wrong, and on and on and on. So Islam, the undertone of the Quran is always talking about humanity, mankind, Ya ayyuhan nas inni rasulullahi jami'a, and all this is for the whole of mankind. So the Quran is talking about globalization a lot.
If these ideals are found in the Quran, why is it that the Middle East, a majority of whose citizens are Muslims, is the most tumultuous in the world?
Yes.
And then when you come locally in Ghana, the Muslim community is facing challenges. If we have all these ideals, isn't there a mismatch?
There is. It looks like a mismatch, but if a person go deep into the history of that part of the world, it's volatile. That part of the world, anyone. So sometimes people make that comment, oh, okay, the Muslims are fighting all over the place. If it is a peaceful religion, why is it that it's fighting? Okay, Islam is peaceful religion in the first place. The only religion that is named peace. So our religion is peace. Our greeting is peace. So if someone says, Salamu alaikum, peace be upon you, it doesn't look like he's going to kill you, he's going to maim you. No, he's exhibiting peace. The messenger also says, should I tell you one word that you can use to harmonize and fraternize and love one another? Abshu salam bainakum. Say peace amongst yourself. So why is it that the Arab world today is in turmoil? It is political reason, it is economic reason, it is so many reasons that is undertone, and we don't know. We might have those who have vested interest to see to it that it remain the way it is, so that exploitation might go on. So it is a big, huge, situation that we have to, unearth and delve deep into analyzing why all this thing really is supposed to be peaceful, but there might be some few hands that are causing all these things, and Islam is not a religion of fighting. If ISIS and all this, Shabab and all this Boko Haram and all these Islamic fighters and everything going on, well, according to American scientists, FBI have said, if all the from 1973 up until today, the attack and killing and maiming people all over the world, if it is pushed together, said, we have over 3,000 different types of attacks that happen. If it's supposed to be all came from the Muslims, still it will be 0.9% of Muslims. And the Muslims have 108 billion people following Islam. So how could 0.9% hijack the whole thing? So it's just a few people that are insignificant. They are, nowhere to be counted. They might have vested interest, together with the outside influences that causing all this problem.
Is it a conspiracy theory? How can 0.00 insignificant, infinitesimal, be such louder than moderate voices?
Okay, we have media outlet, we have television, radio station, ways that you can propagate stuff. There is one man in America, David Carnegie, one of the intellectuals and very, very influential men in America. He said, the bigger the lie, the more believable it is. You want them to believe in what your ideology is, just tell a lie and tell it big and make sure you repeat it all the time. And so that's exactly what is going on. Anything, when I was here, I just came from United States like 6 weeks ago, but there was a shooting somewhere in Texas, and I was like, oh man, I wish this guy's not a Muslim. Behold, Lord, and he turned out to be a Caucasian, not a Muslim. But they say, oh, he's alone, somebody, he's dejected in society, he lost his job, and his parents don't take care of him, society don't want him, so he lashed out. See the reason they gave. Imagine if this is someone with a Muslim name. So this is how they propagate information that is not consistent with what Islam is all about. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Sheikh.
Now,
let me bring you to Ghana.
Right.
You are based in the United States, but intermittently you come home.
Absolutely. Yes.
What is your diagnosis of the challenges the Muslim community in Ghana faces, and what is the way forward?
Okay, that's a very beautiful question asked, because when I compare, the community of Muslims in the western part of the world, when I look at Ghana per se and I make my analysis, clearly lack of education. That's number one. Education, not only Western education about the religion itself. So if you get both education, it will help you a lot. And we have a long way to go, even though our youngsters today are into, Western education, also secular, which is very, very good. But I think we should, give them something to cushion back on, educate them more, not just reading, like you're reciting it, understand exactly what it is.
So you don't subscribe to the Makaranta recitation in unison,
right,
without understanding the import of what you read?
That is, it really plays a major role. If you read it all the time, of course, in Islam, you get the benefit, you get the blessings of that. But it's always good if you understand what you are reading. That will prepare you. Because what you're reading, now you understand it. But most of the Makaranta-based, local that we do, you just read and read and read and read, and then you become a hafiz, memorizer. At the same time, you don't understand what you're reading. So an intellectual Muslim said, Imam Ghazali, in his book Ihya Ulumuddin, he said it is like a donkey carrying a book, on his head without knowing what it is. So I think it's about time that we have to break down the meaning of the Quran and the Sunnah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This way, people who memorize it would know exactly what they are doing, and to also teach them a lot of Islamic advice and how to live in society and stuff like that.
That is only one of the diagnoses.
Right.
Education. What other areas? We don't have a strong economic support system.
Absolutely.
What happened to zakat? What happened to sadaqah?
Believe me, exactly as if you read my mind. If this zakat would have been paid or would have been administered the way Allah wants it to be administered, according to my counting, we have a lot of rich billionaires, Muslims in Ghana today. If they could give the zakat based upon 2.5% that Allah asked them to be given, if they could do that, we wouldn't have any Sangaya, sort of branches of, women whom, they don't have, their husband is not there, they have children, they will resort to begging, this like that. That zakat, when the fund made into endowment, we could use that to cater most of the woes that we have in our community. But as it is, I don't understand and I don't even know. I think the shuyukhs and the learned scholars should rise up to the challenge of clarifying in detail how this zakat should be, dispersed, how it should be given. Because some people will come out, okay, I'm going to give zakat. People make a long line, give 10, 10, 10, 10. He think he gives zakat. No, that's not zakat, that's sadaqah. You're supposed to take 2.5% of whatever you accrue in the whole year. They make business, billions of cedis. So they could take zakat. Imagine if 100 people only in Ghana who are billionaires will give 2.5% of their wealth. Wallahi, we will solve a lot of problems.
Sheikh, a little on globalization and we come back to Ghana.
No.
Long before IMF, long before Bretton Woods institutions,
right.
There was this Quranic provision of Baitul Mal. Would you want to educate people that Islam started this way before the IMF?
This is the endowment that Islam have created in Medina way long before IMF or the World Bank chipped in and give soft loan to people like that. The Baitul Mal that was created based upon the Sunnah of Muhammad in Medina, it was used to build road, It was used to educate people. It was used for those who live Mecca and Medina to go teach people. It was used to clothe the orphan. It was used to establish some kind of a stipend given to those who would teach these people. It has been used for so many things. And so it has been there long before. That's what makes the Quran a global religion. Whatever the United Nations is saying, whatever the IMF is doing, what they are doing today, it has been done. And it began in the time of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and pages of history bear record to that. It has gone down to the annals of history, inshallah.
Yeah, Sheikh, you're just coming from the United States and you bear a U.S. citizenship.
Yes.
In Ghana, government announced an intervention to cushion unemployed graduates. It's called NAPCO.
Yeah.
Nation Builders Corps. And within a space of a week, 40,000 unemployed graduates were scurrying for such scanty amount of money, which is less than $150 or $200 a month. Yeah, Sheikh, how loud enough can we talk about Islamic banking, Islamic finance? If I'm a graduate and I need money to start business, you don't slap an interest rate of 40% or 25% on me.
Absolutely.
Can Islam provide a better alternative to cushion our young folks that are unemployed or they are underemployed?
Absolutely.
Because of lack of capital.
It has been done. At the time of Ottoman Empire, it has been done. About 3 or 4 dynasties in America, in the Arab world, in the Islamic Peninsula back then, we called that the Dawlat al-Islamiyya, the glory time of Islam, when Islam was, it's a force to reckon with all over the world.
Sheikh, can I announce the phone lines if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
You are still tuned into Ramadan Caravan, and we are here with Sheikh. Sheikh Mohammed Awal is the director and founder of Zaytun Dawa Institute, based in Washington State in the United States. And the phone lines will be displayed boldly on your screen shortly. You can call and ask Sheikh any question you may have.
Right. And so therefore, we have so many books written as to the role of the Muslim back then. The Europeans were living in cages at that time. They have to come to Baghdad, Qom, Medina, and Syria. Sometimes they go to Damascus or Egypt to learn a lot of things on how to take care of business. I mean, how to balance the nation. Even though we have, the system by the Greeks, democratic who came out with democratic system. But yet, it is the haves keep having. And those who don't they're always dwindling and going down. Just trickle down economy. But Islam have shown that to be. We ruled Spain for over 800 years, and clearly the documents show that Islam was thriving at that time. In India, the same thing, over 1,000 years. The document shows. Why is it that we can't do it today? So now, before I come, I think at the time of the reign of Arnold Schwarzenegger in California, he used to be the governor of California, as you know. And so the Muslim bankers actually came to him and they tried to strike in a banking system whereby a loan will be given to people on a soft kind of, there's no interest. We call that La Riba Bank. La Riba. There's no interest. So when they started this, a lot of actors in Hollywood, they were skeptic about this bank, Islamic bank. We don't know about that. But all of a sudden they realized that, okay, this is beautiful. So now I can save my money. I can take it at will. Whatever business is going to be done with my money, they will have to let me know. So I will okay it, and we're going to share the interest. And I'm going to sign. If we lose, we lose together. Man, this is great. So they begin doing that. But somehow, like I said, people with vested interest who want to see this bank go down, they try their utmost best, even though the Muslims in America were crying to please allow us to continue. You will see, at the long run, you see the benefit. Somehow they pull it down. But we have some people also in Indiana State. They are working so very hard to do this kind of thing. Because with that, the money that comes in, clear money.
Sheikh, sorry, I'll be cutting in intermittent. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Your name and where you calling us from?
Yes, my name is Idris. I'm calling from Latebi Okoshi.
Latebi Okoshi.
Yes.
Okay, in Accra. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum to all of you.
Wa alaikum
especially our noble Sheikh. In fact, for some time now, we've been watching you online, your online videos, some on YouTube, others we get directly from people who are close to us. We would say kudos to you. We thank Allah for giving us such a noble person. We want to know, since you are a pace setter, looking at the challenges Islam has, especially in Ghana today, what in your own small way can you do to solve these problems?
Okay.
We know Allah knows these challenges will meet them.
Okay.
But sometimes it's so annoying and so painful.
Don't be annoyed, brother.
A nation, a small country like Ghana, Muslims cannot unite. When especially it comes to Ramadan, date for start of Ramadan. It's so annoying.
Thank you so much. And Sheikh is coming up with an educational institute, Zaitun Dawa Institute, will extend to provide some of those, things we are talking about. Sheikh will tackle the question.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, the call dropped.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, the brother looks like he's concerned and to see that Muslims, in fact, Ghana is one of the best nations I've ever been because there's so much peace here.
Sheikh, can I cut in, Sheikh?
Absolutely.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Oh, sorry. It rained earlier today. Our lines are a bit
Right,
bad.
the most peaceful country, like I said, even America, most of America, sometimes they give example. Okay.
Another caller. Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Your name and where you calling from, bro?
Yeah, I'm calling from Upper West Wa.
Okay, let's hear you. And keep it brief, brother.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you from Wa.
We thank the Almighty Allah for giving us such a person, Sheikh Muhammad Awad.
Alhamdulillah. Kindly put off your TV set or lower the volume on your set, and we can still hear you.
So my question is,
you got to call back, brother. When you call, just put off the TV set or lower the volume on your set, and we can still hear you. Okay.
Right. And so, where was I again?
Yes, you were talking about the banking, Islamic finance.
Right, the financing, like in Ghana, for instance.
Okay, okay, Sheikh, let's take another caller.
Mm.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
hello?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Your name and where you calling us from?
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Walaikum salam. Salam alaikum. Walaikum salam. I'm calling from Sierra Leone.
From Sierra Leone. Welcome, but put off your TV set, brother.
I'm calling from Sierra Leone.
Yes, we can hear you, but put off your TV set and you can still hear us.
Yes. Okay, okay. Okay. Yes, hello? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I'm here with my family. Hello? Yeah, I'm here with my family. We are very, very happy for this program, right? May God bless this man, Sheikh, right? So I want to know whether this man is the one that do the debate with one white man in America. I want to know if the one that
he's the one
doing that debate. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right.
You know, when it's an international call, there is
we have all this
some delay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sheikh travels widely, Trinidad and Tobago, Turkey. He travels around the world to propagate the message of Islam, but he's based in the US.
Absolutely.
Sheikh, let's lump that up with this caller. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Your name and where you calling from, bro?
I'm Afik, calling from Tamale.
From Tamale. Welcome to the show. Hafiz, you can make your point. We can hear you, Hafiz.
Yes, I just want to encourage Sheikh. He's been what inspiration to the youth, especially me talking to you. I follow him on Facebook. I follow him on Instagram and what have you. And especially with the comparative religions, this and that he normally brings, he enlightens a lot. Really, I don't, normally when I listen to him, I get a lot of inspiration. And I will only pray that God keep on to guide him, to inspire the world, and also to win more souls in Islam.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Okay, Sheikh.
Yes. What the gentleman was at the last question, I was saying that what is it that we can do to raise more awareness within the Ghanaian community and also to...
Sheikh, can we take this other call?
Absolutely.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Sure.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Amina. Wa alaikum
Amina, calling us from
KJB in the Volta region.
KJB in the Volta region. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Please, I have a question. I don't know if I can ask.
Please, you can ask. Feel free. That's why Sheikh is here.
I want to know if you invest your money in the treasury bill, is it haram?
Okay, Sheikh will tackle that question.
Invest in what?
Treasury bills.
Oh, okay.
You give money to government,
Right,
to, do
government to do
something,
something
and
with
it matures after 3 or 6 months.
Right. Okay, well, we have different type of investment. Sometimes the word that is being used is so beautiful, so flowery, and you think about the gain that you gain out of it. Islam does not, condemn business in any way, shape, or form. Islam allows for business to be done, but it should be done in a transparent manner. It should be done,
Wa alaikum assalam.
Please, I'm calling to this video television show, DTV.
Okay, you're calling us from where and what's your name?
My name is Ismail Khalid.
From?
I'm Ismail Khalid. I'm calling from Central Region.
Okay, Central Region. Sheikh is from the Central Region. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
And can you ask your little baby?
We thank Allah for granting us this Ramadan, and our Sheikh too. We thank Allah for bringing us this show, and especially in Ramadan. My noble question to Sheikh is, we were discussing about the free riba banking, and I was very happy because people are suffering. Someone going for loan and they will add additional money. The person doesn't have money and he is going for money to start a business, and they will add additional money for him to come and pay. It becomes a burden. So if there could be some measures that the Muslim leaders are going to put in place so that it will help the rest.
Okay, thank you so much.
That is my...
I think Islamic banking would help everybody, including non-Muslims.
Yeah, the Westerners especially, they loved it. I mean, at first they are skeptical, but later when they read the manifesto, I mean, the steps, why this and that, they begin to put in a lot of money. And so, like I said, we know...
Sheikh, let's take this call and put a hold on the calls, so then you answer the questions. Hello?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Koforidia.
Okay, your name, brother?
I'm calling from Koforidia.
Okay, make your point.
I am Muhammad Amin.
Okay. Welcome, Mohammed.
Yeah. In fact, I'm very, very happy to see both of you. This is the first time I'm speaking to you, Irwad, and then Muhammad, Sheikh Muhammad. I like your program very, very much. I've been following Mr. Muhammad since I was about 20 years.
And how old are you now?
I like the program.
Mashallah. Right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sheikh.
Right. Yeah,
people really feel nostalgic. Sheikh, you got to leave the US and come and stay in Ghana.
We should come back and do something, inshallah, which we would do. Well, it's very unfortunate that what is happening today, the banking system, a lot of people are asking a lot of questions, and I receive on my text message, on my phone, it's a lot of questions about the banking, but Islam is very clear. There's no riba. That's why we have the bank La Riba. There's no riba, and so the riba is very enticing. People need a job, they need soft loan, but yet they'll be slapped with more than half percentage of the money that they take, that means eventually they're going to be engulfed with paying until the end of time, which is against Islam. So Islam really doesn't allow for that.
Sorry, Sheikh. Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Muhammad calling from Nkoko in the Eastern region.
Nkoko in the Eastern region. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'm very grateful. This is my first time of tuning to the station, and if you look at most of the channels we have on our television, most of them we don't get Islamic programs like this. So I'm very, very happy. Inshallah, I'll continue to watch the program until the end of Ramadan. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much, brother.
Absolutely. So that is why even the last farewell message that the messenger said, he said, the riba that has been given from my family, Ibn Abbas, I have put my feet on top of it. Return everything and keep, your money itself. And so there's no riba. And the Quran said anyone who undertake this kind of transaction, he himself have declared war against Allah. So if you declare war against Allah, how are you going to win? You can't win. So it's always good to stay away because, there's a lot of gray areas and hidden words in the form that you fill. But before you know, take you away.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Kamaluddin from Boku.
From Boko. Okay. Welcome to the show.
A brother of Sheikh Idris.
Okay, welcome to the show.
Fine, thank you. A special greetings to my Sheikh. I've missed him for so long.
Okay. Sheikh is back, man. He's back, man, with a
Yeah.
bank. He's back with a bank.
Sheikh is back in Ghana.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, in fact, we have been analyzing our problem very clearly. But how to solve it is the problem. That is what is killing us. Are you with me?
Yeah, oh, we are with you.
Yeah, I said we are analyzing our problem every day, but the solution is the problem. You understand?
Yeah.
So we are hoping and praying to God that then our leaders will also up and doing to help with the youth.
Okay.
As I speak now, the way I struggle with my education, my brother, if I narrate to you, you weep.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the way I struggle with my education, no one pushed me up.
Wow.
Up to date, and I'm still struggling.
Allah will be your source of help.
That is,
Thank you. Yeah, Sheikh.
Wallahi, it's very
you need to
unfortunate.
talk to young people.
I think
they feel let down by the
Oh,
state.
subhanallah.
They feel let down by society.
Wallahi, that is why the Baitul Mal comes in, and it has been done, and it has worked, and it can be done again. It's just that we have to garner our strength. 1.8 billion souls who are Muslim today. How many billionaires are inside? Uncountable.
Okay. Hello. Salaam alaikum.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you calling us from?
Yeah, please, my name is Abu Bakr. I'm calling from Walewale in the northern region.
Okay, welcome from Walewale.
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, I've been very, very pleased to see Sheikh Mohammed all on your program.
Okay.
And I hope and pray that God will give him more strength and more years to propagate the religion. And you, but I don't know whether somebody is using your listen on Facebook. I wrote severally, but I'm not getting any response. You are my role model. I saw you on PM Express with Nana and Sako. And in fact, I want to be a friend to you. I wrote severally, but I don't know if I got Facebook. Sometimes others use other speakers as their profile picture. I don't know whether I'm writing to the wrong person.
Thank you so much for getting in touch. May Allah continue to be our guide. Thank you so much.
Yes. From what you're listening, that people are saying, this is their cry, a little cry that is inside of them. I think the leaders who, the key players and those who are forced to reckon with, I think it's about time that they should step into the play. Too much talking it's not going to help. We have to spring into action. We have to spring into living something that our youth that are coming out will have something to cushion back on. And they are crying, they are wailing, they are looking for guidance, inshallah.
Wa alaikum assalam. Speak up a bit. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Abdul Nasser from the northern region.
Okay, from the northern region. Welcome.
From the north. My name is Abdul Nasser.
Yeah, we can hear you, Abdul.
I think. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Abdul. Make your point. Okay. Sorry, Abdul. Sorry, the line
All right.
dropped.
Oh, you see, so wallahi, I mean, it's very disheartening as we sit here and they are pouring. Anywhere you go, it's the same thing. They've been let loose. There's nothing that is being organized or created for them. So they would, all this soft loan, vocation, they don't have it. But we always have convention. We always have meeting. We always have forum that we discuss this. We need to do this. When are we going to start doing it? I think it's about time that the stakeholders should stand on their feet and actually actualize something for the youth that are coming, because these are the,
Okay. Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Your name and where you calling us from, bro?
My name is Abdul Nasser from Apaisri.
Okay.
I want to congratulate Seth a lot for inspiring us.
Thank you.
In fact, I have been following him and he's very inspiring. May Allah give him barakah.
Ameen summa ameen.
And everything he's doing, may Allah give him barakah on it.
Ameen summa ameen.
May he continue to use it to inspire us, the youth.
Ameen summa ameen.
In fact, I've watched the video with him with Lazarus also. In fact, it's very sweet and very inspiring.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Sheikh appreciates your soothing words.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, but really, I don't know, man. I think I was told that, last 2 years, 2016, we went to Turkey and we stayed for 3 weeks. And the whole reason why we went, they selected people from all over the continent. In the United States, they selected 11 people. I was fortunate to be one of them. And they asked us to write, a compendium about our specialization. And because they realized that there was a need for the Muslim to chalk out something for the whole of the Muslim Ummah all over, as opposed to the Western ways of life. And we stayed for 3 weeks, and each and every one of us presented his paper based upon what he thinks should be done in order to right the wrong that is going within the Muslim community, especially the youth that are coming up. And wallahi, it was very successful. But now again, we're going to have to go back in 2019, which is next year, and to see about the end of that meeting or seminar, to see if we can do something that we can do within the Islamic community themselves, whatever we can do to help based upon raising up the glory of the Muslim Ummah.
Yeah,
and
Sheikh,
in fact, it's going to come.
Yeah, Sheikh, you are a man of many words, but you are to encapsulate this in a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sheikh, what word of advice will you give decision makers? We pray the most more than anybody. We do all the things, we go on Hajj, but petty things we need to lend a shoulder to someone in distress. We fail to do.
It's very unfortunate that I would say that absolutely we have failed, and we have failed woefully, but the time is still ripe for us to rise up and take the mantle and continue going. I think the Muslims have to have a serious forum among themselves. Forget about the different divisions and this. If there is division, Allah said, وَاقْتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلُ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold on, all of you, to the rope of Allah, and do not be divided. Because if you divide, you've given the enemy, the chance to enter in the rank, and you begin to break it. And that is exactly what is happening, in the Arab world today. Because we've given so to speak, those who are adversary the chance to do whatever they are doing, and look at the lot of the Muslims today. So I think the Ghanaian Muslims, especially the chief imam, he's doing the best that he can. May Allah give him long, and then the Haji Umar also. But I think we should even do better than that. A big conference is needed. Okay. What are we going to do? What are the way forward? We should chalk it out, and eventually, inshallah, I believe, with sincerity and pray to Allah, Allah will guide us through, inshallah.
Okay, all too soon. We've come yet again to another end of the this important, discussion on Ramadan Caravan with Sheikh Muhammad Awal. Sheikh, thank you so much for making time.
Thank you very much, my brother.
You just hopped from a program and then you came in. Thank you so much. He's an international scholar and also the founder and director of Zaytun Dawa Institute. Look it up on the internet. Till we come your way tomorrow with another edition of Ramadan Caravan. Stay blessed. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
why you spread my wings and fly me to the sky. I feel so alive, it's like my soul thrives in your light. But how I wish you'd be here with me all year around. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan ya Habib. Ramadan, Ramadan, ليتك دوما